Tuesday. Happy Tuesday.
And that was a close one. If anybody watching or panicking.
That was a close one.
They see when they open their phones, maybe.
Right? I'm going to go ahead and share it.
Well, it is Tuesday. It is a couple minutes past noon. Kayla McDonald, Remax Alliance Group, and Miss Lindsay Weber with Keystone Mortgage Solutions.
Hello.
And we have Miss Samra with us today, and she's with Gypsy Pools.
Hey guys, how are you? Thank you for having me today.
Yeah, thanks for joining us.
Of course.
So for those who don't know what Gypsy Pools is, or they haven't heard of you, why don't you let us know, what you do, what your company is, and just how you got started, all the fun details.
All the fun stuff.
Yeah.
So we're Gypsy Pools. We are a Florida stock tank pool company. Stock tanks are also known as watering troughs. So what we do is we take them and we add a filtration system on them and we convert them to pools, creating an affordable solution for people to cool off in. It's aesthetically pleasing. We can paint them any color, and we do cover all of Florida. We're trying to focus more on the West Coast right now, but we do cover all of Florida. So we've been getting some requests out in like Alabama and Southern Georgia. So not sure where that's going to lead us in the near future. But as of right now, this is our stopping grounds. This is our home base. So our warehouse is based out of Tarpon Springs, and I would have never thought that I'd be so passionate about something. If you would have told me this 2 years ago, I'd be like, livestock watering troughs, like what? What even is that? So but here we are.
So how did you get started into this? Like what was that like aha moment or something when you were like, this is what I'm going to do, this is what our company name is going to be, and just like how did this come to fruition?
How everything came about. So I bought my home at the end of 2019, and we started renovating from the inside first. And we're like, we'll get to the backyard as we finish up the inside. And COVID hit and pool prices just kind of skyrocketed, and pool builders weren't really talking to anybody unless your pool was like going to be at least a $75,000 pool plus. So I got on Pinterest and I was like, okay, because we're DIYers. My boyfriend has a floor installation company. So we're all very handy. So we were like, what could we do back here that would be affordable and fun? And I kept coming across these stock tank pools because there's other companies that started them in other states. And my boyfriend was like, I'm not putting that sardine can in my backyard. And I was like, okay. So I kind of put that on the back burner. And as years went on, I kept seeing these pop up and I was like, I want one. So let's get one and see what we could do. Well, when I went to get one, I couldn't find the size that I wanted or the brand that I wanted. So our brand is like a top tier gold standard when it comes to stock tanks. So I was like, it seems like we have a pretty good market here for something like this. So why don't we bring it here? And he was still against it, but I really pushed, and here we are. We had a great year last year, and we're already doing really well for this year so far. So yeah, I'm glad I pushed.
That's awesome. It's so funny that he called it a sardine can, because I can tell you, I tried to push that because I saw them on Pinterest and on Instagram. And, I was like, I want one of these in my backyard. They're so cool. They're so funny. They're so cute. And he was like dead against it because I'm like, no, we can do this. Like, here's the DIY. Here's the list. And he's like, no. And I didn't win, but and his thing was like, oh, there's going to be so much maintenance, this and that. And I don't feel like they are.
No, they're super low maintenance. And we do have actually several clients that have like Airbnbs and other short-term rental properties, and they've DIY'd themselves, and they're like, we're not going to do that again ourselves. Like, absolutely not. Transporting them, getting all the parts, making sure nothing's leaking. It's a whole process, and transporting these are extremely dangerous. So yeah, we've had some some situations, but we got through them, and we definitely learned a lot. So they are they're not as easy as people think, but once you get them in your backyard and you get floating in those hot summer months for something that's under $5,000, I mean,
Right. You
it's
can't
awesome.
really beat it. And that's what his thing was. He's like, you know what, it looks easy, but you know, some things you just don't like DIY yourself. Because I think, and I can imagine if I were to try and DIY myself, one, it would leak. And then like I'm sure the paint or whatever I use to paint in on the inside would be peeling up and I'd be like floating around in paint chips.
Yeah, we actually so we have so many people who are like, what do you use to paint the inside? Because again, these are the gold standard of stock tank
Mhm.
like stock tank pools. So we don't paint the inside, and because the finish is so high end and there's no caulking or any type of sealant that's visible on the inside, it gives it like a really nice finish. And we highly recommend against any painting of the inside, any liners, anything of that nature, because that's going to accumulate a lot of issues between that paint or epoxy barrier or liner, whatever that is between the tank. It is going to cause water and moisture buildup, and then you're going to have a lot of issues, and it's going to be too late to handle that as time goes on. So yeah, no, don't paint the inside.
Well, see, and this is why he like told me no, because he was like, I don't want to do all this and whatnot. But I don't know. I don't know that you guys were around then.
What year was this? Because we started the end of 2022 is when we officially started.
Yeah, it was, I think in 2021 or 2020. And,
Okay.
you know, we were all like, it was like basically right smack dab in the middle of COVID. And, you know, I'm like, and it's like in the middle of summer and like nothing was going on. And like, I feel like at that point, like I was actually just getting into real estate. And so like, I remember like even talking to other agents and stuff that were like, I've been in it for years. And then once COVID hit, like kind of everything just took like a couple months of just like frozen because nobody knew what the heck was going on.
Oh my gosh.
So, I mean, I'm sure everybody who didn't have a pool was in the same boat as me. I'm like, well, I just want to like hang out outside, but it's so freaking hot.
Just chill.
Yeah. So I'm like in this like kiddie pool in my backyard. And
oh my gosh.
which that was hard.
We have a lot of clients. Yeah. Oh my God, the blow up pools. We have a lot of clients who contacted us and like, we're ready to upgrade from our third or fourth blow up pool because their dogs would puncture it, or like things would happen through time.
They get nasty and yeah.
There's no filtration on them. So you have to empty the water out, add more water. And there's like, so
it's too much.
Call us. We got you.
Yeah, exactly. And they look so much better. Go ahead, Lindsay. I've been talking all the time.
How big do they get? I know that before we were talking about trying to get a little bit bigger, and I don't know if you've completed that or not. I think
no. So the manufacturer is just very stern that these are for farm animals. Like cows don't care what they're drinking out of. Their horses don't care what size their stock tank is. And the max size that they make them in is 11 feet in diameter. But we are the only ones right now that I have knowledge on that carries an 11-foot. And we have very low quantities left. And once we sell out, we will never be able to get them again because shipping them to Florida requires permitting to cross state lines, and it's considered a wide load. So then that's just a whole nother headache. So the manufacturer is like, we don't even want to deal with that. So what I have is what I have, and that'll be it once we sell out, which I'm really sad about, but I might keep 2 in reserves. I'm not sure. But they won't create any bigger. We are getting our first official shipment from the manufacturer second week of April, and we are going to have what's called poly tanks now. They are like an industrial plastic. They're like a rigid plastic, and our 10-foot sizes are going to be 28 inches deep. So that's like another unique product that we're bringing to our clients right now.
Cool.
Well, I feel like 11 feet is still a good size. Like it's not.
It's massive. It's massive. It's so cool when we're standing next to them, because we store them standing upright, so maneuvering them around, and I like step back and take a look, like I'm still like, holy cow. Or like when we deliver them to our clients and we pull up in the trailer, because we also transport them standing up, they're just like, that's the 11-foot, and we're like, yeah, just wait till we drop it, you'll be so happy with this height.
Yeah. And truly, I feel like they're perfect for, whether you're an adult or a kid, because let's be honest, nobody uses the deep end of a pool like ever.
Yeah, unless they're kids like diving for toys and stuff, or unless you're like,
my kids will beg to differ, but
oh, right. No, I remember I enjoyed having a pool growing up right next to our house. So I get that. And the thing with this, though, is like when you're floating in it, a lot of our friends, when they're over, when they go to get out of the pool, they're like, oh my God, I didn't realize, I forgot that the ground is right there, that I'm only floating in 2 feet of water. So,
Right.
I mean, you forget. And then there's this new product out called like a sun chill. I don't know if you've seen them, but they're like these rings with like a mesh net in the middle of it, and you throw those in, and people just sit in them and they chill. And I'm like, that's exactly pretty much what our pools offer, and for under $5,000 total out the door. I mean, it's not bad, with no permitting, no excavating, no like mess. It's nice.
Yeah. So what is your process like? Like, so if I were to say like, hey, I want to have one installed in my backyard. How would I go about that? How would I get started? And what's like the timeline and everything like?
So it really depends on your location. It depends on what size pool you're getting. It depends on if you're going to get it painted, because our paint process, takes about 4 days between all the prep work we have to do. We have to prime them and allow time to cure in between the steps. But generally, so the way that it works is you put a deposit in on our website for the size that you want. Then we require photos or video of your space. We require our clients to have their space leveled prior to us arriving. And we do require access to an outlet, a GFCI rated outlet, as well as either a spigot or a garden hose. And we also require photos to see that we have clearance height-wise as well as width-wise before we arrive. And then that's pretty much it. We get you on the schedule and you're good to go. Right now we're about 3 weeks out. That's our lead time currently. And as we get into the summer, it could get into like the 5 to 8 week lead, wait time. So that's why we're like, anybody who's interested, like if you can get your order in by May, you'll get it fairly quickly.
Okay.
How do you take care of them? Just like a regular pool type of thing?
Much more, it is still a luxury having something like this in your backyard, so it does require maintenance, but it is much lower maintenance than a traditional pool. All of our pool pumps come with an automatic timer, so it turns on at the same time every day, runs for whatever time we set it to, and we don't use chlorine in our pools. We use 35% food grade hydrogen peroxide. Less corrosive for the tanks. It's better for our bodies. It's safe for plants and animals, and that's what we recommend. And we teach you how to test it with little test strips that we provide for you. We send you the link to order peroxide, but we do set you up with enough so that you can enjoy your pool for at least, like, I would say 7 to 10 days. And then we provide you with a maintenance kit as well. So that includes a skimmer and a little pool vacuum that connects to your garden hose. And that's pretty much it. And you just make sure to skim it and make sure the pump is running. And that's the max that it would take to maintain these.
Cool.
It's pretty easy, pretty simple.
Yeah. So like our Airbnb owners, like they're always asking us, like, is there a pool maintenance company that could come and maintain these? A lot of pool maintenance companies, because this is such a small body of water, it's even smaller than like a traditional above ground pool. Sometimes it's not really like worth their time to go out there. So what we do is we pretty much talk to the cleaners or like the maintenance crew that comes in for the Airbnbs between guests, and we give them the rundown, and it doesn't take them more than 15-20 minutes. And that's like absolute max. That's if it's a whole complete disaster to take care of them. So
if it's a disaster.
Which, because you never know, like if somebody's like, like baby with like a poopy diaper is in there, or like somebody like they their beers or their drinks spill in the pool and they're not able to get that cleaned up. There's certain factors, but I mean, it'd have to be like a major disaster for you to take more than 20 minutes to clean up the pool.
Oh my gosh. That's funny.
Yeah.
But that's
I
pretty
know, right? You
easy.
just have to be careful. Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's very similar to taking care of like a hot tub or a spa, but I would say even less maintenance than that because those have those jets that you have to run those cleaners through and stuff, and this is just so much easier.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you guys have like a type of warranty or anything, or is there like a life expected or life expectancy of these pools, would you say?
So our we have our pool pumps come with a 2-year manufacturer warranty, and our pools themselves, if you are within a 40-mile radius of our warehouse, we include a 2-week leak guarantee. So if you have any like issues with the tank leaking, we'll come out and seal anything that we need to. Knock on wood, we have not had any serious issues. We had one locally and we went and we fixed it. We repainted our client's tank. And after that, we kind of learned a few methods to avoid having leaks for the future, because going back and having to reseal a painted tank is a lot of work. So we're just learning as we go.
Do you guys
Yeah.
have companies come in and paint them, or like what you guys
Nope.
just you do them, Miss Artistic?
I do. I do, yeah. And actually it's super therapeutic and I love it. Like when our clients get their tanks painted black or white, like we already expect that's like those are our 2 most popular colors. But when somebody wants like a vibrant color, we get super excited because we're like, okay, something a little different that we get to do. Or I don't know if you guys have ever seen any of like the ones that I've done with the leaf stencils, and we do some stripe ones as well. So we can get pretty fun with it, but I'm not like a super talented artist, so I'll do what I can.
It's pretty cool. Some of the pictures that you've done, and like you can really set them up to be like a whole like oasis cult type of thing. It's
Literally, it's crazy because even with like landscaping, like putting down pavers, putting down any type of stone or mulch or whatever, like you're still looking at under $8,000 majority of the time. And even if you want a deck bill, you're looking under 10K for a deck, your whole pool set up, the landscaping around it. So like you can't even touch a pool like that with landscaping for under $60,000 these days. So we try to make them affordable. And from the first time I was on, our prices we were able to get our costs down for a lot of things. So we were able to adjust our pricing so they're even more affordable than when I first was chatting with you when we first started. So it's kind of cool because I was thinking back to when we first were talking and I'm like, wow, we have come such a long way. Like it's so cool to see and experience all that.
yeah.
And how great that you adjusted your pricing with the cost, because a lot of companies just,
They usually go the opposite way.
yeah, keep it the same or keep
Mhm.
raising them.
Yeah. I mean, that was the main goal for starting this, was to bring that affordability factor in for something that's so fun and unique, and making it more accessible for a lot of families, because a lot of people they don't like the look of the above ground pool. They don't look like and also those above ground pools, they require more maintenance as well. So this is just, I have clients that like after a week after we install, they'll text me and they'll be like, I haven't been this happy in a long time. So thank you so much for changing my quality of life. And I'm just like, that kind of stuff just makes it so much more worth it.
Cool.
Mark Price just said, my dogs would love to be swimming in a gypsy pool.
Aww. Let us know when you're ready, Mark. I got you. Shout out Priceless Inflatables.
Yeah, it's amazing what like sunshine and just sitting in some water, floating in some water does to you.
It's crazy. It really is. Like even like there's days, I mean, we're all human, right? There's days that I wake up and I mean, typically I wake up happy even if I'm not really happy. And but there's days where I wake up and I'm just a little bit more sluggish. So like I go outside and as I'm like I'm not even getting in the pool. I'm just like skimming it and just like being out in the sun and like immediately my mood changes. So it is really important to be out in nature and grounding ourselves and keeping just those happy vibes going.
100%. I know I said this to multiple people, but like we had like a weird, like gloomy, long stretch just recently.
Oh,
like,
so weird.
And it was cold and it was just like cloudy and I don't know. And then once the sun came out, I didn't even realize like that my mood was completely affected. I was like, oh my gosh, the sun's out. Sun's out.
Yeah.
I'm so happy and excited.
I know.
And I was like,
And
I'm like, I missed my sunshine state. Like,
right. And like cloudy weather is my favorite. Like I love rainy days. I love cloudy weather, but there's only so much that we can take. And it's like, oh my God, like I need some brightness back in my life. Like right now it's gloomy day. So like you can see that it's just like it's a different vibe, but
yeah,
this is still good.
We had a good stretch of sun though. So
we did.
We're okay. It's not gonna bring us down.
I know, never. No, we're not gonna let it bring us down. We're Floridians. Like we're built to withstand anything that's thrown our way.
Exactly.
But with this weather though, we do have to frequently reschedule our installs. I'm gonna knock on wood again because when we transport these standing upright and if there's like even a slight breeze, these catch like a wind sail and they will just completely have our trailer like just unbalanced. So we have to make sure that we are very clear with our clients and we have it on all of our disclosures at checkout that like if it's weather permitting, like we will be there when we schedule, but if the weather is not in our favor, then we will not risk it. So it can get super dangerous.
Yeah, it wouldn't be worth it for you or anybody else on the road, or your client's product. They don't. I'm sure they don't want to see their pool flying in the wind or rolling down 19 or something.
Which has happened to us.
Gosh, really?
Yeah. So our very first install, well, I would say second install because we did my own pool in our backyard. That was technically our first install. But our very first official install was in the Lakeland area. And we were about to get onto 275 to get onto I-4. And we were on 54 by the Woody's Car Wash. And the little slump is no longer there. And I don't know if they changed it because of us, but we hit this little bump and all of our cargo straps came loose and we had a 10-foot stock tank on our trailer and it went like this on the side and just like a hockey puck, it glided across 2 lanes. We had an RV next to us. Like we thought we were done. Like we were like, oh my God, like I was scared to look because I was like, we're causing a pile up. Like we're finished before we even get started. But luckily, nobody got injured. The tank had very, very minor damage to it. And we were able to kind of like regroup ourselves, go back to the warehouse, grab another tank and hit the road again. But we were petrified. So,
oh my gosh.
Yeah. That was one for the books. And I will tell you after that, we got it down pat. And now we've got like, support bars on our trailer so we don't have to worry about anything falling off because I wasn't going to deal with that again. Oh
my gosh, I'm just like picturing it in my mind. I would have.
And it's the first like one. Can you imagine?
First install. Can you imagine if that happened on I-4? God forbid. Like, I'll take it. Like,
it doesn't even matter. Can you imagine having period? Like, and no matter where, like, oh my gosh, your heart just drops.
It doesn't matter. Yeah. And then the 10-footer weighs around 265 to 275 pounds. So luckily my boyfriend's brother was driving in his van behind us. So the two of them were able to drag this tank across 54 while I'm running down because the straps were like I'm like running, trying to pick these up before somebody like drives over them. Like, oh my gosh, it was wild. Yeah, right? Like I actually was wondering if I should go to Woody's car wash and see if they have any camera footage from when it happened.
I have it all in my brain. I'm picturing it, and I'm like, it's funny now that it's
wild.
over and you've learned from it.
Oh,
Nobody got
totally.
hurt.
Well, it's been years now, but
Absolutely.
still, that's
Absolutely.
like
Yeah. Horrifying. Like
step one.
horrifying. Yeah.
Mm.
So,
Hey, but you
thank
learned
God
from
we
it. So
learned from it. Nobody got injured. I don't even care about the tank getting damaged. Like I was just horrified because when I looked in the rear view mirror, because my boyfriend was driving and I had the visor down and I was on my phone and I just look up and all I see is the tank just teeter-tottering on the, oh my gosh, it was
it slow motion?
yeah. Oh yeah. Oh my gosh, slow motion. And then I feel like I blacked out after that. Like this is not for the faint of heart. I will tell you that. This business is not for the faint of heart.
Oh my gosh. Well,
But we absolutely love it.
Yeah, I mean, it sounds like you have a lot of really great clients, and
oh my gosh, we're so blessed. Shout out to everybody, all of our clients, whether you've purchased from us, whether we've just chatted on social media, like the community that these tanks like have, it's really cool. So I never expected that side of it from starting this business, and that side has just blown me away. It's so cool. So yeah, we're very lucky and blessed.
Well, cool.
And like you said too, like how people just randomly text you and let you know that it's changed their quality of life. I mean, you really can't beat that.
So yeah, no, you can't. And like it's bittersweet. I mean, same thing as like doing like a closing with your clients that you spend so much time with, showing houses to, or whether you're selling their house or helping them buy. Like at the closing table, it's bittersweet because it's like you built a relationship with them and now you have to part ways. And like obviously you could stay in communication, but it's not like that constant like camaraderie and constant
it's not the same
phone call. It's not
yeah.
So when we leave, like we just feel like we're already, there's times where I go to leave and my clients are like, I still owe you a payment, and I'm like, oh my god, like I'm so sorry. Up in our conversation, like I forgot that you still have a balance, like yeah, right. But that's like, it's just, yeah, we're very relationship driven, so we love that, building that.
Have you had any like trouble with like HOAs, or how does that work out? I don't know that my HOA would let me have something like that. Maybe, I don't know.
Are you fenced? Is your backyard fenced in?
No.
Okay, so there's certain ways to go about it. So also being a realtor, like I feel like there's certain verbiage. My sister's also a real estate attorney, so I know there's a lot of verbiage that can go into convincing an HOA, because some HOAs require you to submit plans, of course. So calling it a plunge pool sometimes could change that factor. Calling it a spa could change it. Calling it like a tub, like a hot tub tank, could change that. We did do an install in Ocala recently, and the HOA told them as long as it's buried in the ground, you're good. So fully submersed in the ground, beautiful paver work around it. I'm waiting for some final photos to post it, but it's gonna look so good. And that's how they got away with it. So, but other than that, we haven't had any HOA issues, thank goodness.
And like, what about, and I don't know, I mean, I guess it's up to the homeowner and however they deal with their insurance, but like, is there like required insurance, or is it not deep enough to have to worry about that?
I think it's because it's not deep enough to have to worry about it. So because it's below that 30-inch mark, it's not really technically considered a pool. And it's not permanent, so it's movable. So that's not really, there's that aspect to it as well. But we've actually installed pools for actual insurance adjusters, and I've had conversations with them, and they're like, well, it's not even a worry for us. We wouldn't even bring it up to our insurance. So I'm like, oh, okay. Noted.
They don't know. Doesn't hurt.
Ask for forgiveness. And like I said, they're movable. So like worst case scenario, you have to, I'm trying to figure out some kind of buyback program. I'm not 100% sure on how I'm going to go about it yet. But I'm thinking about doing something to provide a service for our clients who are either moving or they're renting and, you know, they can't take their pool with them. So just trying to get creative.
Well, to me, it's a totally cool, like trendy concept. I've always been interested. You know, you came on when you actually probably when you first started. It's been a few years now, and just like seeing all the different pictures of them and all the different things that you can do. I mean, it's
so fun.
Mm-hmm.
Do you not? You don't have a pool?
Oh, I do. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
But my
actually,
I don't. It's cold.
that part, yeah. So we can add heaters on them and heater chiller combos. But I did do a virtual site tour with a potential client yesterday, and we're trying to figure out where the pool would go. And she's on Lake Keystone and she's panning the backyard. And I'm like, what's that concrete pad over there? And she goes, oh, you mean my pool? And I'm like, you have a pool and you're contacting me? And she's like, yeah, I just love the vibe of it. I feel like the aesthetic would fit our modern farmhouse vibe. And I'm like, if you like it, let's do it, you know? Like,
my pool over there.
Yeah. I was like
sitting in there with, you know, some drinks and hanging out. And I mean, I don't have
it's
any
a different vibe.
Yeah, I don't have seats in my pool. I'd have to float type of thing. And it's,
yeah. It's so fun. You guys are more than welcome to come try my pool out anytime. I love having people over, and I haven't like fully announced this yet, but we are hopefully starting a podcast ourselves, and we've got a little corner in our warehouse set up, like a little showroom with a pool. And we're going to be doing interviews from the pool. So I would love to have you ladies on when that time comes.
Funny thing is, me and Lindsay were saying, we're like, we should go and sit in the pool with her while we do the show.
We'll do a take 2 or take 3, I should say. We'll do a third, a third one, and we'll link up. Yeah. Oh my God, it'll be so much fun. And maybe we can also I don't know. We'll figure it out, but I think it'll be so cool.
I'm so down. So let me know. Okay, cool. I'm ready.
We'll be in touch. I'm already getting my guest list set up.
Today, if we did.
Today, no. Today, no. Like I'm waiting at least until like end of April to get started, because I'm going to be in the pool too. So I want to be comfortable.
Well, I will say, so I did end up getting a pool, like an in-ground pool, and I was in it on Sunday because I've been testing the water. We didn't get a heater. I've been testing the water every single weekend. Like I go and I'm like dipping my toe in and I'm like, is it ready yet? I don't know. Mine warmed up and I was like in it. Like this is the first time I actually got like fully in it. And it was like cold, but like it wasn't like 65 degrees. It was
like freezing. It wasn't like a cold plunge. So there is this product out there that is looks like bubble wrap. You could put that over your pool and it'll warm your pool up much quicker. So if you're interested for the next month or two, because I know Florida is just so all over the place. I feel like I'm through mid-May. So that'll help warm your water up quicker.
Mm-hmm. Well, I'm sure by June it'll
Amazon. If I find the link, I'll send it to you.
Yeah, definitely. But I'm sure by June it'll feel like a hot tub.
Oh, yeah, and a lot of people actually think that our pools get like extremely, extremely hot. They think the metal gets hot, but just like the ocean gets fairly warm in the summertime too. Yeah. So it doesn't get like abnormally warm, and then just adding like a small umbrella makes a significant difference. So yeah, that makes a huge difference. So yeah, that's all you need is a little bit of shade, and you'll keep that water fairly cool.
Absolutely. That was, I would also say, like, especially since you have like a smaller body of water, maybe throw some ice in it.
So we actually started renting our pools out for events, and we had 2 bars in downtown St. Pete that rented our pools from us for day events that they had. And the water that came out of their garden hose was scorching hot. Like it was weird, like like it was hot. And we tried pouring ice in there, and if your water is lukewarm, ice will absolutely help it. But if it's like hot, the ice didn't really do much. So but yeah, no, you can. And then we're also, like I said, we're going to start offering the heater and chiller combo. So you can easily go on your app and you can go and adjust those temperatures and make it, to your liking by the time you get in.
Oh, well then even better. You don't have to do anything. Just go through the app and adjust the temperature.
And set it up and you're good to go. So, yeah. Do you have any other questions?
I think that's it for me.
No, I think you answered all of my questions.
And we do have a lot of info on our social media, and like if anybody has any additional questions, you can feel free to message me. We are running a pre-spring special right now, and it's going to be $250 off of your 8-foot and 9-foot packages, because we need to make room for our new inventory that's coming in, and also just trying to pass on some extra savings to our clients, especially because it helps us installing in nicer weather too. So we win, you win. It's a win-win for everybody.
Perfect.
All right.
I think that answers our last question of how do we get a hold of you, or how does anybody get a hold of you if they are interested?
Totally. Yeah. You can also go and fill out an inquiry form on our website. It's gypsypools.com. Facebook is Gypsy Pools, one word, and Instagram is @gypsy.pools. So, yep.
Right. Cool. Well, thank you, Ms. Samra. I appreciate you coming on.
Thank you for having me, ladies. I appreciate it.
I look forward to coming over and getting in.
Leandra. Oh, yeah, definitely. So I'll be in touch with you guys as well for all of that. But thank you again for having me. Hope you ladies have a beautiful rest of your day.
All right.
Thank you. You too.
Bye.
Take care. Thank you, ladies. Bye.
Bye.